What's up, survivors? Hello, beautiful people. Shout out to my thrivers. How y'all doing? It's your girl, Mommy So True. Checking in on this beautiful Sunday. I need to talk to somebody who feels that they are enraged. They are feeling like I'm pissed because they did what they did to me. Let's talk about it, y'all. Welcome to my channel if you're new. This is a survivors thriving community after narcissistic abuse, maybe even during narcissistic abuse. I am a life coach to help you get through this if that is support that you need. Information to book those sessions and to reach out to me is all in the description box below. Today, I want you to know that you have every right to be pissed off. You have every right to feel the anger that your body feels. And those of you who have been through this part of the recovery journey, we love to hear from you in the comments to encourage and uplift someone else. But rage is a serious part of a survivor's story. There comes a point of time, whether you're healing or you're just discovering that maybe your family is narcissistic, or you've been married to a narcissist, or you're in a relationship with one, you're in friendships with them. This is your coworkers at work. Maybe you just discovered that you haven't been crazy all this time, and that actually the things that you've been going through has been because you've been around people who are incapable of loving you, incapable of securing and supporting you, incapable of protecting you. Many of us, it's the rage of knowing that our own immediate family cannot be trusted. The backbiting, the betrayal, talking about you, exposing your secrets, exposing things that you have told them out of the depth of your heart, only for them to use it against you. Having to live with the pain of your own family, or the love of your life, rejecting your reality. They never want to accept the truth. They never want to acknowledge the truth. You are supposed to be crazy and keep it to yourself. Slide it under every rug. Never talk about it, never address it. You're even supposed to go as far as never feel what you're entitled to feeling. You're dead wrong for feeling that they don't talk to you with respect, for feeling that there's high disrespect when you're around. You're dead wrong for calling things out like it is. You're dead wrong for saying, hey, mom, dad, I think you're wrong for XYZ. You won't get that credit. You won't get that validation. You won't get the confirmation of the truth that you know is the truth. Rather, survivors end up being survivors because they're forced to walk away from their own families. They're forced to find a way to parent their own self, especially during times in your life where you need these people the most. They just cannot seem to have your back. And they never seem to have nothing good to say about you behind your back. And for those who were in families where they breadcrumbed you a lot, where it seemed like there was love there, but now that you know what you know and you really look at it, you're like, wow, there was no love there. They were just manipulating us. There really was no true love in the household. It was just a lot of gaslighting, a lot of lying. Things were said just to keep us from seeing the truth, to the point where you and your siblings don't get along the way that you should. You don't think about each other with purity the way that you should. If anything, your own siblings plot your death would love to see you dead. Literally watch you suffer. And they're unbothered by it. And if you dare show any emotion about it, speak up on it, you're the wrong one. You're actually quite ungrateful. You are quite ungrateful. How dare you try to talk about your family after all they've done for you, even though they probably haven't done anything besides what they were supposed to do, which is keep a roof over your head, give you food to eat, supply clothes for you to wear. You have every right to be upset because those parents that laid down and had sex to give birth to you, they're the ones who made that decision only to birth you and abandon you. You have every right to be upset. For survivors and warriors, our rage is what teaches us the power of walking away. Our rage is what forces us to get up and walk again. Because that feeling of injustice is really unfair. You didn't deserve what they took you through. You didn't deserve what they're saying about you. You don't deserve the things that they're doing. But they're doing it. And now that you're woke to the fact that you have been under the hands of abusers, the people that should have been loving on you, pouring love into you, never did it because they couldn't do it and they don't care to do it. It's a harsh reality to accept. And it does put you in a very lonely, isolated world. Because it's unfair and it's humiliating when you have to go out here and you're around people who have thriving and happy families. You have every right to be upset when you go outside and you see a mother and a daughter close, hugging, showing mother and daughter vibes. They got a friendship you and your mother never had. You have every right to feel the emotions of sadness, abandonment, because they did that to you. They did abandon you. You did have a mother who never said, I love you. You did have a mother who had a hard time putting her arms around you and just loving on you when you were going through things. Rather, you had a mother who kicked you when you were down. A mother who ignored your true feelings and your true needs. A mother who put you last and all her men first because they brought her validation. They brought her money and material things, and you had a mother who that meant more to than anything else in this world. Her image mattered more than your real image. And you have every right to feel the feelings that you feel going through this because they did what they did to you, and it was not fair, it was not right. You're feeling pains in your body because of anger, confusion, and injustice. I struggled with a lot of aches and pains growing up, and I still do till this day. Some of the pain I've endured because of injuries that I sustained as a young kid that went ignored because I was around people who didn't really care, or that I didn't tell because I didn't want to get in trouble for getting hurt, because I would have to tell that I was doing something I wasn't allowed to do. Or I just kept it to myself because I didn't want to hear that it was my fault that I was hurt. So there's so many injuries that I grew up realizing, damn, I'm probably going to have arthritis for this, that, and that because of unhealed wounds, which now as an adult took me through a phase of my recovery journey where I was just pissed off with all of the pain because I was realizing why it was there. The lack of love, the lack of attention, the suicide attempts that I made. My number one suicide attempt that I remember was trying to jump off of a 7-story building. Maybe it was 5, but it was definitely a jump. I jumped off of the highest patio in the apartment complex and landed on my back. And I was paralyzed for hours, laid there for hours, just asking God to just don't let me get up. I was nothing but maybe 11 years old. I remember it so vividly because I was just so confused with my life. Why am I living in this house with no parent? I understand my mother had to work. She was a single mother, but I also understand that she chose to be a single mother and chose to move her children away from their father who was in their life helping. Now, I'm not saying she had to stay married. She had her reasons for leaving, but the way she did it was narcissistically shameful for all of us, and I had to live through it. I had to leave the family and the friends that I knew to go somewhere completely new, from New York to Ohio, a whole different environment, learning different things, meeting new people, and getting more and more pulled into abuse without my father, who was my best friend. And it was a change that I just could not get with. And as I grew older, I realized how dysfunctional my life was. I realized why I suffered with identity issues, because I was surrounded by children who lived healthier lives than me. They had parents who didn't criticize them. They had parents who showed up to their concerts and supported all of their dreams and goals. They had parents who were telling them, you can do it. You got this. I got your back. I had none of that. I was going home to chaos and drama. I was going home to a religious programmed household where they screamed Jesus all day. But I never felt the love of God in that house ever. I never felt the love of Jesus ever. I never saw it. So I was just confused spiritually, mentally. And it led for me to live a life where I was looking for love in all of the wrong places. Ended up in narcissistic relationship, one after the other, after the other. Poor decision after poor decision after poor decision. Because when you grow up in a narcissistic family, household, or dynamic, you're not taught vital things in life. You're not taught the importance of your emotional well-being. You have no idea what mental health even means. You don't know what love is. Your definition of love is completely distorted. You end up trying to seek love the same way you've been trying to seek it from that mom or that dad, which you had no idea was unhealthy. So then here you are, this codependent being. Here you are, this, if you want to call it broken, this traumatized being, this person who normalizes everything unhealthy because you've been desensitized to the drug life, the gang life, the street life, the fraud life, the scam life, the thief life. I remember at some point in time in my life, I learned how to steal from my own mother. That's what she did. At the same time, she was a church-going woman, though. So what I learned was how to be sneaky. Oh, I can steal and be sneaky and still go to church. That's a double life. That's a life of confusion. That's how the devil comes in and trick you with fake love and fake relationships. That's how your life went in a downward spiral. Sometimes because of lack of parenting, lack of knowledge, lack of understanding, lack of wisdom for certain things. There are a lot of things you did not know because you weren't taught. You had no idea what red flags were because you didn't have a parent who cared enough to show you, teach you, pour into you the things that were necessary to actually go out here and survive. So you had to learn how to survive the hard way. parented yourself, became your own support. And for survivors of narcissistic abuse, this comes with a lot of pain, a lot of anger, a lot of unfair realities, because that is the truth. We've been mistreated, abused. We've been lied to by the very people that are supposed to care about us, the very people that we cared about so deeply to our core. But we were forced to walk away, forced to cut them off. You only get one mother. As a survivor, you learn to say, so fucking what? That one mother only got one good daughter. Because let's be real, out of all of your siblings, you're the only star. You were a scapegoat, but you really were the only star. You're more than a golden child. You're the gold of the family. Let's be real. Jealousy started as soon as they gave birth to you. Let's be real. The truth that sits in your eyes is intimidating and it's annoying. Let's be real. They can't stand you because you're nothing like them. And you had to come to that realization and cut them off, walked away from your own siblings. Not because you're full of hate. No, you have anger that is justified, but through your anger, you've obtained the wisdom and the discernment to make that move, that ultimate cutoff, because there's power in it for a survivor of narcissistic abuse. What you're supposed to do is learn how to choose yourself. What you're supposed to do is learn how to put your life together. What you're supposed to do is learn that these people are not good for you and they have no good intention for your life. So therefore, you are entitled for feeling what you have felt. Just don't be stuck in anger. Don't be stuck in unforgiveness, because you want to free your soul so you can move forward in happiness. For a long time, I didn't understand why I was depressed in my life. It was because I was filled with anger from being highly disappointed over and over and over and over and over and over and over again in life. Trusting people with my heart, trusting people with my money, trusting people with my thoughts, trusting people with my life. I learned that I was moving the wrong way. I should have never been trying to trust nobody. I should have never been trying to fix nobody. That's not my job. Been carrying on heavy burdens my entire life that almost weighed me completely down. And when I woke up and realized what I was doing to myself, I was so hurt at myself. The self-betrayal was the most painful part for me. I had to come in terms with it all. And that's what every survivor has to do. Because you have to realize that you have been abused. You're being tricked. You're being manipulated right now. Every cycle of narcissistic abuse. If you're dating someone, they're taking you through that wash, rinse, repeat cycle. You're being love bombed. You get devalued. Then you get discarded. Then maybe they'll hoover you. And if they're successful at hoovering you and you break no contact, then you're going through that same thing all over again. And if you've been abused all your life, you don't realize what you're going through until 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years later. And now your body is all hurting, diseased, disordered. You know, you're stuck in the house, you're stuck in the bed because physically all the pain has damn near destroyed you. But I want to tell somebody today what I'm telling them, because I want you to not dwell in that pain. Don't dwell in that rage. Emotional intelligence is so necessary as you thrive through this, because you want to recognize why you're feeling what you're feeling, address it, approach it, and find a way to move on from it. Don't hang on to the pain. Don't hang on to the trauma, because it will destroy you. It will bring you down. It will keep you down. It'll make you feel weak forever. It'll keep you bitter. It'll make you bitter. It'll make you spiteful and hateful towards people that you don't even need to behave like that towards. It'll make you make decisions that you don't need to be making in this life. You'll beat yourself up for something you didn't create. What you need to worry about now is uncreating it, learning how to unlearn it, which takes time. So have compassion for yourself, please. If this is for somebody, I pray that it helped you. You are entitled to feeling all the rage. You're entitled to be pissed off because they did do what they did to you and you did not deserve that. But please take your power back. Please take your life back. Please walk away. You get one mother, so what? That one mother should have done you right. That one mother should have parented you. Religious abuse got you thinking you got to honor your parents because they gave birth to you. No, they need to deserve it. You're not entitled or obligated to kiss ass to any abusers in your life. Please don't believe that. Take your power back. Know that you don't have to take it. You don't have to put up with it. You're entitled to your anger because they have done you so dirty. But it's time for you to rise up and run for your life. Don't let them keep you down and defeated. The only power they have is bullying you. Rip that power away from them. I love you. Stay blessed. Stay true. Keep pushing. Keep thriving. From warrior to warrior, you're not alone. You're entitled to that anger, but don't stay there. Don't stay there. Don't thrive in it. You're better than that. You're better than that. Until next time, beautiful people, much love. Stay true. Bye, guys.